Welcome. Um, Aaron Hewins here, former U.S. Army Intel analyst. I am going to be showing you guys on my journey within the stock market how I choose certain stocks to invest in. Um, and I'm trying to simplify it and make it a way that everyone can understand it, and then you can also go and start your own portfolio, like a beginner's guide, so to speak. And we're gonna learn together. That's the best part of this channel is I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to be transparent about where I'm investing and putting my money, um, and some of the lessons I'm learning. And we'll see some bad days. We'll see some good days. Right now, the stock market is doing really well over the last couple of years. Currently, my stock, this portfolio has $15,411 in it, and year to date, I've made $2,500 plus. So that's not too bad. That's beautiful to see because we always come to these points in life where we wish we had extra income, um, on the side. And this is not by any like I cannot take this money out and use it right now. So I can't do that with this account. This is a long term account. This is for like retirement and 20, 15 plus 20 years, right? I might have access and be able to do something with the account. But I'm gonna just let it sit here and I'm gonna let it grow. And the best way to use money is to put it into vehicles and assets and to place it into something that your money grows and basically just keeps duplicating itself over and over and over and over again. Planting a seed in your backyard and then sprouting an apple tree from that, seed, and then, having more and more apple trees and so on and so forth. So it's that same philosophy. Many times we don't do that with our money. And then we end up in financial situations where we have to ask for money. We end up in financial situations where we can't even lend or help our fellow family members and friends because we haven't been financially, you know, right with our own money. And I used to be in those same situations, and I'm still learning how to manage my money. But I have definitely come a far way from where I started, from blowing money on the weekends, like just stupid amount of money, on alcohol and all types of shenanigans. So now that I can see the fruits of my labor, so to speak, and I'm in a position and blessed in a position where I can put money aside in the stock market, I want to be able to help everyone understand what the stock market is and how you can use it to your advantage. So if you can see, like I said, year to date, $2,500 in this portfolio I've made since the start of this year, January 1st, 2024. If you want to go back 6 months, in 6 months, the portfolio has gone up $3,500, which is roughly a 30% increase, right? Year to date, we already did that. Let's go a year. A year, I'm up 53%, $5,368, right? Over a year. So 12 months, 5,000. I see an average was at like $600 a month I've gained in this portfolio over a year, which, like I said, it's just nice to have extra money coming in. I'm not seeing that right now, but I am seeing it in the future that I can use it. So, and then I'm gonna show you my stocks that I'm invested in. They're pretty known, right? Everyone knows about Google, Amazon, Apple. BlackRock is a huge company. They hold a lot of financial assets, trillions of dollars, I believe. Exxon, Ford, General Dynamics, General Electric, Meta, Microsoft, Nike, Nvidia, which is huge this year, Palantir, Rivian, Rumble, Sony, Tesla, Walmart, right? These are companies that we see every day. You see them on your way to work. You visit them frequently. You use them regularly, and they are there, and they are vehicles that you can use, and you can invest in that company, and you can get some of the profit that company is going to make. Because you know what? We already know that these companies are making money. Amazon, everybody uses Amazon. If you don't have a Prime membership, you probably live in the middle of nowhere, and you are for sure an anomaly, right? You're a rare person to be, because everyone I know has an Amazon account, and a lot of my friends all own iPhones, right? Like iPhones, everyone has them. So why would I not go to the stock market and buy some stock in the companies in which I use on a regular basis? because the more valuable they become, the more valuable my stock portfolio becomes, and the more money they make, the more money I make. So it's a win-win situation. Today, I have put together a list of 10 companies, or 10 stocks rather, under $50, right? They're only $50. You can buy them right now. They're under $50. Maybe by the end of the video, they'll be worth more because the stock market is, right now, it is, going, the stock market opens at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday and closes at 5 o'clock every day. I wanted to say 1700 because I'm still using military time, and 24-hour time in Europe does that as well. So, but anyways, we're going to look at 10 stocks under $50 that you should buy right now, that you can buy. And these are companies you've heard of, and maybe some companies you haven't heard of. And I'm going to give you all of the information so you can look at it yourself, but we're going to take a glance at it here as well, so you can kind of get a reason as to why you should buy this stock versus other stocks, right? So like I said, here's my portfolio. I'm going to be very transparent over the weeks and months as you continue to follow my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share it. Also in the comments, please put in the comments what year you hope to retire and how much money you need to retire, right? I want to retire by 50. I did a little chat GPT question, Q&A. It says, right, if I retire by 50, 20 years from now at the age of 30, I need about $1 million. 50 at $1 million at the age of 50 sounds nice, but at the same time, let's say I live, God willing, to be, 85. Would $1 million last 35 years based on my current expenses? It could. I think my expenses right now, and this is why you need to set a budget, is roughly $4,000 a month. So $4,000 a month times, what is that, 50 to 90, 40 years, 4,000 times 40 years. I don't know, that's 160,000 if my math serves me correctly. No, 4,000 a month times 12. Okay, let's do this math. This is why it's good to talk things through, right? Okay, let's do this. I got a calculator here on my desktop. My expenses are 4,000. Let's just say they're 4,000 times 12. So my expenses are $48,000 a year, right? Times from 50 to 90. Let's say I live 40 years. Let's say I live 85 years to be 85. So 35 years. So times 35 years is $1.6 million, right? If you want to round out 1.7, I need $1.7 million. If my expenses stayed the same, I would need $1.7 million. But most people don't retire at the age of 50. They retirement age, I think, is 65. So if I was to start, if I retired at 65, if I retired at 65, which would be 65 to 85, 20 years. 20 years of retirement. So 48,000 times 20 years. I will only need 960,000. I will be good if I retire at 65. But I'm not trying to retire at 65. That just seems like, I don't know. That's not my thing. I want to spend more time with my family and friends. I don't do things that's meaningful. And I'm retired in the sake that I don't have to work for a company that I don't want to work for. I generally work for myself, or I work on businesses and help people that I like generally want to do. Not where I have to go to a 9-to-5 job. I have the freedom to wake up whenever I want to wake up, go to the gym, hang out with my daughter, hang out with my wife, hang out with my friends, go on vacation anywhere in the world, etc. So you see where my mindset and my goal set is different. So that means I have to be more strategic about how I'm spending my money. I have to be more conscious of where my money is going, because I want this certain lifestyle. If I want this certain lifestyle, I have to do things that other people are doing to get there. So it's, money is an emotional, it's like it's a psychological thing. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to really question yourself. You're going to have to really notice some of the purchases you make. Like me, I love Uncle Ray's chips, right? Uncle Ray's hot chips. Shout out to Uncle Ray's. They're, I think, $2 or $3 a bag. And I always go to the gas station down the street from my house, and I buy them like all the time on my way to work. Whenever the convenience to stop, it's like an easy, quick stop, and I buy them. But that's convenient shopping. So over a week or a month, I don't know how much that ends up being probably a decent amount of money. Same thing when it comes to going out to eat. I go out to eat. Sometimes I've really, really, really been more strategic on myself and how and more disciplined, because when you have the ability to go out and eat, yeah, you don't have to make dishes, and it's convenient and stuff, and your friends want to do out. In my family, we like to go out to eat like every month for somebody's birthday, which I love. Um, but that's an expense that you have to consider. Can you afford that? So it's a mindset like shift depending on where you need to have a basically end goal. That's what I'm saying. If you have an end goal, then it kind of changes the way you feel and act. Like if I know by the end of this year I plan on running a marathon, I probably should start training like right now, because I ran one last year, and the way my body felt after that marathon, I know now I need to train better and do more, right? So that's the thing. Like by the end of this year, by next year, like I already know what I want to do next year for my birthday. Like I literally already know. And I'm already telling my friends and people that want to be there with me where I want to go and what I want to do. And I already know like the prices associated with it, because I'm just like forecasting where I want to be. So then if I can see that far out, right, and I can see, and I can just reverse engineer, like backtrack from there, what do I need to do month by month or day by day just to end up at that point, right? That's the point. So you need to find out your number. Comment in the section below, like how much money you think you need to retire. It might be $1 million, it might be $2 million. If you want to retire by 50, then you're gonna need more. If you want to retire by 60, you're gonna need a little bit more. 65, right? You only need about $1 million, $1.5 million. So I asked ChatGPT, right? Give me 10 stocks under $50 to buy, and then it generated 10 stocks, which I've done research on, and we are going to get into, right? So number one is Ford. We're all familiar with Ford, especially if you're here in Michigan, where the automotive industry is huge, and you have the big three. Ford is huge. Don't really need to speak on the company. It's been around for years. The automotive industry does have fluctuation periods. Last year was a very interesting period with the UAW strikes, which basically meant the people that works the plants are basically saying, hey, you guys are making a lot of money. We need to make more money as well, because my eggs and my grocery bills are going up, respectively, right? Like that makes sense. Most of these companies, they do make profit, and your check, I'm saying it's like this is really happening, but it's not. It would be great, right, if society reflected that the more it costs for you to do stuff, they paid you more, right? But that's not always the case. So Ford is number one. So I put on here Ford. Right, Ford is $12.45 a share, and I own Ford. Right, I own Ford. I own, how many shares of Ford do I own? I own 8 shares of Ford at $12. Right now is at $12.75. Excuse me. So, and right now it has a little bit of a change, and we're seeing it right day change plus $2.53. So, right, it's good to view this from time to time. You don't need to spend too much time on your portfolio, but just invest into something. So I invested in Ford. Okay. The next recommendation is AT&T. I do not own AT&T, and I should own AT&T. I don't even own Verizon, which I should own as well. But how many of us are AT&T customers? How long has AT&T been around? You see the commercials all the time. It is a huge company. It is one of the biggest, I think, networking companies as far as like cellular networking in the United States. And right now that company is valued at $16.98 per share, right? So that's another quick and easy one. You can navigate to AT&T website. You can maybe even, right, we could do some research and find out what other services AT&T offers that we don't even know about, right? The next is Carnival Corporation. So Carnival, a cruise liner, they took a hit during the COVID years, which makes sense because you couldn't go on cruises, you couldn't go on planes, you just couldn't move around like you should. So Carnival, during COVID, right, took a little bit of a hit. So let's see how much Carnival was in the COVID years compared to where it is now, right? So Carnival CCL, I will be providing the link to this document at the end of the video. It will be I will always provide like all of my links and all the homework I'm doing. So right now it's $16.26. Um, if we go here, we can go back. Let's go back 2 years, right? So in March 28th, 2022, the stock was worth, what is this? $18.39, right? Which is, that's not too far. Let's go back even more. Let's look at a 5-year chart. 5 years ago. The farthest we can go back, let's just go back to March 16th, 2020, right? March 16th, 2020, it was worth $12. Is how much the stock was worth. The COVID years in 2021, January 2021, it was up to $18. And then 2022, January 3rd, it was at $21, right? So it has the potential to go up to $51 in January 13th, 2021. Look at this. January 13th in 2020, it was $51.90. You're seeing it here, right? Now it is currently at $16. So it might be a good time to buy Carnival Cruise because the stock potentially can go back to its heyday of, it might not even hit 50. What if it just hits 30? What if it just hits 25? You're still up, right? You're still up if even it hits 35 or 40. So that might be a good stock to look into because it is on a recovery period after being away for all those years. Okay, the next stock we have is AMD, right? AMD, this stock is not $50. AMD is a semiconductor company. They sell microchips. AMD, for sure, it's not. It's a big company. It's not under $50, right? So let's go AMD. The great things about these websites, let's go to Wall Street Journal. So I did get a Wall Street Journal subscription. And you get a really great deal if you're a student. Is they're going to provide like articles about the company. So look, February 29th, 2024, AMD surpasses $300 billion valuation. That's pretty impressive, right? That sounds like a lot to me. It's a lot. So right now, it is $200 for this company. Why? Because this is a huge company, huge company. And if you can get a Wall Street Journal subscription, I would. If you can't, you can't. You're viewing it right now. I have one so you can see and look into stuff. So if you go to Market Watch, I have a Market Watch subscription as well. And maybe it will provide some more, articles related to AMD, right? $207.99. It's up 2.7%. I might buy some AMD today for sure. And then it gives you articles and relevant information. But we're only looking at stocks that are under $50, right? So I don't know why ChatGPT gave me that as a recommendation. Maybe ChatGPT, the information it pulled for this specific question was, I don't know when it was, but yeah, that was an error for sure. So let's look at the list. I have a different thing. Okay, I have Intel Corp, right? Intel is $43.82. Intel Corp, you guys are familiar with Intel Corp. Once you see the symbol, they're in many Windows devices. They're in my device here, this computer. This is Intel, right? Semiconductor Corporation, similar to AMD, but it's not worth $200. It's only worth $44 at the current time. So they have core processors. They're like, I think they're in almost every computer. Like they're very popular. Very popular company. If you open your laptop and you look, there's a little sticker 9 times out of 10 that says Intel on your laptop. That your processing unit, your brain of the computer is an Intel brain. So that's a great choice, Intel for sure. At $43.82. Let's check it in real time and see what it is right now while the stock market is going. Right now it is $45.02. And you can see it is increasing, right? Like it's literally going up right now. So be a great stock to buy for sure. Technology is a great vehicle to invest in. For obvious reasons, we all use it. It is going to be around forever. we keep making things faster and better and more efficient, and we work with AI and we're working with large data sets. You cannot go wrong really investing in technology. Like, you just can't. You can have a portfolio full of just tech companies. To me, Ford in and of itself, like these automotive people, automotive manufacturers, they're no longer just automotive companies. They are, in a sense, like technology companies, because the amount of devices in the car that you can use, like Apple CarPlay, and all the functionality that goes in the car, like sensors and GPS system tracking and Wi-Fi. Like cars have Wi-Fi on them now, and all these, like that's all technology stuff, right? So cars and tech are hand in hand, and we're moving in that direction for sure. Like every car is getting more tech savvy. They're coming up with cars that literally, like, you can play like your PS5 on it. So INTC is a great buy, $43.82. Bank of America is the next one. It's $34.35. Everyone's heard of Bank of America. It's been around forever. It's one of the banks of, right? I mean, it's literally called Bank of America. Like one of the biggest banks in America, if not in the world. Like it says, a leading global banking and financial service corporation. What is it? Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Those are like top dogs, right? When it comes to banking. Like I used to have a Bank of America account. Do I have one now? I don't think so. But great company to probably invest in. You know, it'll be around for a while, and you know that when it comes to these banking companies, America will not allow these companies to fail because they have so much money and so many people invest in that company. Or the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Commission, only insures up to $250,000 of your money in a bank, right? So let me show you. Let's do this. FDIC. I don't want to just tell you. I'm gonna just show you. So the FDIC, right here. Go to Investopedia, and it tells you what the FDIC is. Most banks are part of the FDIC. It's a Federal Deposit Insurance Corp, and it says it insures deposits up to $250K, right? How many people in Bank of America have over $250K in their account? Who knows, right? How many companies have a Bank of America account? So it's like having Bank of America go down in value and it fail is not a situation that anybody wants to be in, right? Like, not at all. Investopedia is a great website that you guys should be looking at as well. So Bank of America is a great buy. It's a great purchase. Palantir. Maybe a lot of you aren't familiar with Palantir, but as an analyst, I know about Palantir, and they deal with data, and they have government and government contracts, and right, like how much money do we spend on our government a year? The survey says north of $800 billion, right? So this being a tool that the government uses, they're going to use it for a while, and it's only $24.93. I personally use it. It's a great tool. I would recommend that you guys look into Palantir and potentially buy Palantir because working with data is all the buzz right now when it comes to tech. Like, everybody wants to have data on everybody and everything all the time, everywhere. They want data so that they can push a product, and data so they can create a product that then you can buy that is specific to your needs. That is why data is powerful. That is why data and analysis is important, and that's why people like data scientists and analysis gets a lot of money, because we look at data and information and we cater it to a certain individual and we make it look pretty. That translates into some type of sale. That translates into some type of product, right? Knowing your customers, that's just sales 101. So Palantir, great company. The next company, now Plug Power is a leader in the development of hydrogen fuel cell systems and clean energy. Emphasis on clean energy, right? Why do we care about clean energy? We care about clean energy because, as we know of it now, maybe some of you don't know. So I'm going to assume you don't know. Let's just ask this question. When does the United States plan to transition into green energy? Maybe you haven't heard because you guys don't know, but most governments have made a declaration to phase out, uh, you know, other energy sources for renewable and cleaner energy for the sake of the environment, whatever, right? And that's like they have put like a hard stop or soft stop, whatever you want to call it. And generally, they're all saying about 2035, 2040, 2050. And maybe you've heard people talk about carbon emissions and stuff like that. So, given that, right, you can see the U.S. clean energy transition, recent progress, and what comes next, right? This document is just giving you information about our the government's ability or trying to do their best to. That's why you're seeing more EVs on the road. Perfect example. Why you seeing so many Teslas and Rivians and a Ford Mach-E, which is an electric vehicle, and every company, every car manufacturer is now transitioning into electric vehicles because also it's a tax write-off, but because it is where we're now transitioning into a new energy source. Just to put it into like basic terms, we went from steam engines to combustion engines. We're going from combustion engines to green energy and cleaner like battery car vehicles. This is just a transition in an energy cycle of history. We had nuclear power. A lot of people are phasing out nuclear power. Yeah, it's going to take a transition period, but it is a potential thing. If you ask me, right, this is a bias I have about green energy. It is new, so you have situations where if you phase too quickly, right, if you try to transition and make a change too quickly, you kind of are stuck in this bad situation like Germany was last year, because I was stationed there, where if you don't have the infrastructure yet to supply that amount of energy and deal with all of that comes with energy, you put yourself in a bad situation. So, but they're trying. So it's a good company to potentially look at. Is it going to go up in the next 5 years? Maybe we're talking 10 to 15, 20 years, right, for that one, an energy company or any green energy company right now. But you know what? I could be wrong because the way technology works and how quickly we develop things. Yeah, it could be, I don't know, like in 5 years, right? Like someone can make a breakthrough. You never know with a lot of that stuff when it comes to technology. The next company, Southwest Airlines, similar to Carnival, during COVID years, they took a dip because no one could fly anywhere. You had to wear a mask on the airline. Who wants to do that? It's a bit of annoying. So let's look up how much they are right now. Southwest Airlines is $33.68 currently. So let's see where they were during the COVID years. Let's take a look at this graph. Okay, so 2021, they were $47.39. In 2020, $38. They hit a high of $63.42 in April of 2021. So potentially it could go up to $60. That's the high that we've seen in the last 5 years. That's what I'm looking at in this graph. $63. They're currently $33 less. No, sorry. They're currently $30 less than what the high was at 33. So this is a great example because many times don't let the red fool you in the stock market. Red is a great indication because it means things are on sale. If you walked into Home Depot, Ralph Lauren, Walmart, all of these stores that you shop at, and you saw everything off for 20%, 15, 30% off, like a Black Friday sale, you would not think to turn around and leave. You would think, oh my God, everything's on sale. I'm going to buy 3 or 4 items. You have to have the same mentality in the stock market. We love to see green because we've been programmed to see green as good, which it is good. But at the same time, in this case of the stock market, red isn't necessarily that bad either, because that just means the stock isn't performing as well as it wants to today, but that's an opportunity for us to buy more, right? So there's just something to think about. The next stock we have here is Nokia Corporation at $3.56. That's really, really, really low. I'm not the biggest fan of Nokia. Maybe because I just don't hear about it enough and I don't see it enough, to be honest. So, but that doesn't mean anything, right? That's just a feeling. That's a bias that I'm telling you. That should not stop you as a listener, if you do more research on the company than I do, that you could potentially buy it at $3.56 a share, right? And maybe we take a look at it. Maybe let's go to Market Watch and see what Nokia has been doing over the last couple of months, right? Just out of curiosity. So they're up right now, $3.61. Well, these Market Watch underperforms, still outperforms. So hit or miss. Nokia named Sandy Molly as company manager. Okay, Nokia and NVIDIA collaborating on AI for mobile networks. That's huge. That's pretty nice to see, because NVIDIA is dominating in their space. I mean, they're absolutely crushing it in the stock market, and it's a great company. So them partnering with NVIDIA is not a bad idea. I can show you NVIDIA because I own NVIDIA. I own 2 shares of NVIDIA at $848 because each share of NVIDIA is $478. Yes. Yeah. NVIDIA costs a little bit more for sure. I don't know if y'all know how much Costco costs, but Costco costs I think like $700 a share. Just a little like Costco is phenomenal. If you can get your hands on some Costco stock, yeah, Costco, they do a lot more than you think they do. No, this is Cisco. I'm looking for Costco. I'm gonna just show you Costco real quick. I want to own some Costco for sure. I want to own Costco. Costco is worth $762 for one share of Costco. Is $762. They're up what, 12, 22, $1.12? Are they up $12? That's what it means. Yeah, there you have it, Costco. So they got to be doing something right over there because they're booming. Okay, so Nokia, look into it. They partnered with NVIDIA, which is nice to see. We saw it on a Market Watch. Yeah, the Market Watch article. Nokia to use NVIDIA chips on AI-ready radio access network solutions. They're doing something. You want to see a company that is kind of like partnering with bigger companies to come up with better technology and better devices and products, so that way they continue to have value in the marketplace, because that's how you stay alive as a business. You don't go anywhere if you only sell the iPhone 10 for the next 10 years. You need to have a better iPhone each year, and then you need to come out with other products that we want to use and people think are going to be able to somehow increase their lifestyle or something like that. So, okay, those were 9 stocks, and now here number 10, Verizon. See, I put Verizon. Verizon's $40.20. I don't need to go into Verizon. Verizon's a well-known company. I am a Verizon customer myself. Literally competing with AT&T. Nothing else to really say about Verizon. Like, Bob Verizon's $40. Walmart. Everyone shops at Walmart. Sam's Club, $58.76. Walmart will be around for who knows, forever. Walmart isn't going anywhere. Definitely worth. The price is a little bit over $50, but I mean it's only over about $8. So I would definitely invest in a Walmart. Next we have Rivian. Rivian, like I said, is a newer automotive company. It's a bit of a gamble because it hasn't been around for long, and they only have, right, if we want to go to their website, they only have, I think, maybe 10 vehicles. Not even that. This is the first time I've ever been to the website. And they only do trucks. So look, they have an R1T, R1S, and an R2. Wait, where's the R2? I don't see anything. The R2. No, I don't see anything. What is the R2? Right? So a company that only has a couple of products out. right, is it's a bit of a gamble because we don't know if they're going to continue to sell. They do electric vehicles, for sure, which is good that they're going into green energy. Um, so hopefully they'll be around. I don't think they're gonna go bankrupt. I feel like I'm seeing more and more Rivians uh, every day. They look pretty cool. I have a couple of associates and people I know that personally work for the company. They're hiring. A lot of people are going from their automotive like companies to Rivian, so might be worth a buy. Okay, Walgreens. This is Walgreens. I want to take a look at Walgreens, and maybe you guys don't know this, but Walgreens, Rite Aid is going out of business. Rite Aid is going bankrupt. Um, and guess who's going to buy all of their stores? Walgreens. Walgreens is going to buy Rite Aid because Rite Aid is going out of business. So let me see if I can find that article. No, is it this one? Yeah. Okay, U.S. pharmacy chain Rite Aid agrees to bankruptcy mediation, gets loan approval. So, yeah, Rite Aid competitors Walgreens have agreed to pay $13 billion to settle a wave of similar opioid lawsuits. I didn't even know, right? Like that these. I guess that makes sense. These pharmaceutical companies are somehow. They give out prescriptions that they have to be somehow accountable for the opioid crisis but at the same time you go there with a prescription already, like that's your doctor prescribed you, so I'm just giving you what you know what I mean, like what the doctor wrote. I don't know, whatever, right? That's a whole different conversation. But Rite Aid is going to be bought by Walgreens. That's what we want to find out, and that's what I read. Walgreens drugstore is buying rival Rite Aid in a $17 billion deal that like will bring changes to Michigan. It's bringing that because I live in Michigan. So there you have it. And that was 2015 though. We want to look at something more relevant. Okay, here we go. No, that's a settlement. Yes, Rite Aid says 2018 Walgreens agrees to 192 million settlement. Yeah, Rite Aid's going out of business. I guess the deal happened a long time ago. We just didn't know it. But now you will start to see that the company's now going bankrupt because they have all these legal lawsuits and stuff going through. You're going to be able to. That just says like you might want to look into that stock, right? Because if Walgreens is going to buy all the Rite Aids, the stock is definitely going to be worth more because they're going to have more ability to sell to customers, more ability to reach people, more prescriptions written, all sorts of things. So definitely looking at Walgreens. Next we have BP, gas station company. Also have contracts with the U.S. government. Look into that. I talked about that in the last video. And last but not least, we have Kroger, $49.16. I left all the stock tickers so you guys can, go into the stock market and look at them yourself. Do a little bit more homework if you wanted to. But these are 15 stocks, right? I said 10, but I gave you 15, right? 10 stocks under $50 to buy, except for Walmart at $58. So definitely worth looking at. Kroger might be over 50 now, as of this, like I'm shooting a video. Also, I wanted to show you guys like where to open an account, right? So I have a Charles Schwab account. I was recommended by my financial advisor to put my money that I transfer out of the military into this account. I would highly recommend a financial advisor just because this person's job is literally to help you determine your financial future, depending on what might come up based on all types of different things in life. And they're professional, right? And I used to be a financial representative for a little while. I didn't use it much, but the knowledge I gained from going through those courses and getting my license was very valuable. And because I needed to educate myself financially, I need to become financial literate in some sense, because in this country we just don't talk about it enough, and we just don't tell people enough, I don't feel like, about how they can somehow kind of get out of the mindset of just paying bills for the sake of paying bills and being in debt forever. Because we're just in a consumer mentality driven economy, 1,000%. We'll tell you to buy everything, but we rarely tell you to save, and we'll rarely tell you what you should invest in and put your money in to then put yourself in a better situation. But that's a whole different conversation, right? So this is a mindset change. You have to basically transition where you currently are and see where you want to be. And I pray and I hope that this channel helps you, and that in the next 10 or 15, 20 years, you can now tell me, hey, Aaron, I watched your videos and it helped me get into the stock market. And now you have more, money than I have in my stock portfolio or whatever. I could care less. I'm not that type of person. I will be generally happy for you. Like, that's the whole point of this YouTube, is to show people how to get into the stock market. Like, to make it something that isn't so far out there that you just don't understand what's going on. So how do you start a stock portfolio, right? This is how you start, right? This is how you open up a brokerage account. They're called brokerage accounts. What is a brokerage account? A brokerage account is an investment account from which you can purchase investments such as stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. I don't have any bonds and mutual funds. Maybe I need to look into that a little bit more. Maybe there might be a video where I buy some and then we can analyze it, right, and see and do a little bit more homework and digging to buying them. I know bonds a little bit because, like, I know, right, you buy a bond for someone at the age of, like, give it to them on their birthday, like a 2-year-old, and you give them, like, I don't know, a $300 bond. But by the age of maturity of the bond, at the age of like 18, the bond is worth however much, because it's a 15 years that it just sits there and grows. And it depends on, like, the percentage or rate, right, at which the bond is growing, that's not a bad idea, because once they get to 18, they're going to college, and then they'll have an extra $4,000 or $5,000 from that one single bond you gave them to buy a car or go to college, whatever. So yeah, so brokerage accounts is what you need to get into the stock market. You can open a Robinhood account. You can go on Cash App and buy stocks. I know that there's a stock. I don't know if you can do stocks through. I have an iPhone. I don't know if you can do stocks through the iPhone, because yeah, I have an iPhone and I can view the stock market, but I don't think I can buy into the stock market. That'd be a great, something to look into. I already have an account, so I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to get into how to start one, except just where you should go and maybe call customer service and say, hey, I want to start a stock market account. How much money do I need to put into this account? How often does I need to put, and what are the fees that may be associated with it, right? All different types of stuff. No different than starting a bank account. There's always some things you might want to get into. Okay, here goes a broker account versus an IRA, which I have an IRA. In a standard brokerage account, you're contributing post-tax money, right? So, post-tax money, which means money after taxes. In most cases, your investment earnings will be taxed. So that means, on the plus side, there are very few rules of a brokerage accounts. You can pull your money out anytime for any reason, invest as much as you like. In a Roth IRA, you also contribute post-tax money. Once you reach 59 and a half and have held your account for at least 5 years, you can take withdrawals, including earnings, without paying additional taxes. So for my accounts, I have to wait till 59 and a half, right? So I can't even touch my account until 59 and a half. And I've had the account for at least 5 years, which I've had it for more than that. So at the age of 60 or so, I'll be able to touch this account. Maybe I'll also start a brokerage account. But I mean, even if I start a brokerage account, I would not touch it for another, I don't know, 40 till 45, 50. Not even then, right? I won't need the money. Like, I can't see why I would need to touch it. And I'm definitely not going to transfer any money out of this account to a brokerage account. So this is a different conversation for a different day. So definitely look into starting an account in Charles Schwab, Webull, Robinhood, the Cash App, all these places to get into the stock market, right? And I provided a link here for that as well. Yeah, FDIC, we covered that. Is there anything else? No, I mean that's pretty much it. I do uh I do want to. I have to provide it. I'm going to provide this document to you guys, so you guys can go to it and view it. It's going to be available like ASAP. All of these stocks. Set a budget. We might have to do a budget video, and we probably will, just because we'll give it like a 30-minute talk. I did my budget in ChatGPT. It was real easy. Know my expenses. Know what I spend money on. You don't even know what you're spending money on until you take a look at your bank account, your statements, and be like, "Why did I buy that? Like that was not like, did I really need to buy that?" And it's like, generally, no, you did not need to buy that. It was not the best purchase that you made, and you bought this thing over and over and over, and then you realize that if you stopped going out to eat once a week, you could buy stocks. It's as simple as that. Like just that quick little notice of your spending habits, and now you have the ability to see your money grow and make money for yourself. So, like I said, leave a comment in the video, share, subscribe to my channel. Make sure, like I said, you need to know when you plan to retire and how much you need to retire based on your current expenses. And that's part of budgeting. You need to know what your current expenses are. You need to know where your money is going. You need to know if you need to get new skills to make more money, because things are only going to cost more over the next couple of years. That's just how that's just how the how it goes. You need to be able to put yourself in a position to gain more skills, right? Maybe get a second job, maybe get into sales, do something. But I would love to see everybody that's tuning into this channel be in a position where they can take care of themselves and the people around them, and have more flexibility and opportunity to do what you want to do with your life. So, thank you for tuning in to today's video. I will be back with more to come. We'll look at other stocks that you should probably look into and invest. And you guys have a great week. Thank you for coming.